everyone, and welcome back to the channel. I hope that you guys are doing well and enjoying your Sunday evening. It has been really nice here. Weather-wise, we've been in like the 60s, mid to high 60s. The nights has only been in the 50s, or I guess mid to high 40s, so it's been really nice. I like this colder weather because I can wear cozier, like comfy clothes and all of that, and that's kind of what this video is going to be about. Kind of about clothes, kind of about body image and weight loss and all of the things that come with this part of trying to heal and get my body healthy. As you guys know, I shared not too long ago in a video at the beginning of October, I believe, maybe the end of September, of all my struggles lately with migraines, pain, and just not feeling motivated. And I'm still stuck. I'm still struggling. That's why I've recorded videos. I have them. I just can't seem to get there. It's like every time I look at them, it's like, these are awful. These are awful. These are awful. And the funny thing is they're not. They're just my videos. It's just that I'm struggling so much mentally with everything. I don't know. I mean, there's been a lot of changes recently with my health insurance, with my like finances, I guess, through the disability changes that, yes, they should be good, but they start out hard, and things, trying to figure out all of this stuff, and I have so much paperwork and things to go through that I'm just like, I'm tired. And that's the other thing, I'm just tired all the time. I thought it was my thyroid. The last time I checked it, it was normal. Granted, it's within normal, but it's not optimal. So I know there's that. And I know it's perimenopause. I know that is a big issue. Plus, just these headaches, I think it's just like a combination of everything. And part of that issue comes with being stuck. So I have lost, I'm not even sure, close to 65 to 68 pounds altogether, something like that, over the course of time, like maybe a year and a half or something like that, because I wanted to go slow, and then this year have been stuck. For 6 months, I was stuck at like 180, between 183 to 185, or 180, no, actually it was like 185 to 188, and then about July-ish or something, I think I got down to 185, between 183 and 185, and it just like, nothing was working. Now currently I'm about 177, 178, somewhere around there. And I do feel better, like I feel lighter, I guess I should say, but I'm having a really hard time accepting it. I didn't realize that I had body image issues or anything like that. I just thought that I didn't care, or that I was just hiding behind all of the unhealthiness, the fat, the everything. And it became kind of like a cocoon for me, because I always joke around, and it's kind of a joke, kind of not a joke, that I have a bubble and I only let certain people into my bubble. And like, I'm not a hug. It's not that I don't like hugs. I do like hugs, and I know I need them, but it's such a hard thing for me to allow someone to hug me. I feel like when I do that, if I allow them to, like, Ben is different. Like, I can hug my husband all the time, and I'm good with that. Family, for the most part, most of my family, yes. But even that's kind of hard, because especially now, since we lost my mom, because I don't know, we're just not a huggy family. I mean, we hug. I don't know if it's just me, But it feels like if I hug somebody, I'm going to break. Because I've been like, I'm trying to be strong. Like, I've been this strong for so long, kind of thing. And I feel like if I let my guard down and let someone hug me for real, like a real, like those healing kind of hugs, I'm going to break. And the dam's going to break. And I'm not going to be able to stop it. And I can't allow that. Like, I can't allow that. You know what? This thing is jumping again. Let me see. I think it's this little, let me turn this off. I have this little clicker that I use to like record, and sometimes when it's on, after I've used it, I usually would leave it on, and now all of a sudden it like kind of blinks a little bit, and then it like will shut off, or not shut off, it'll kind of make me like kind of freeze or like jump a little bit. But anyway, so that's my biggest fear, is to break. I don't want to break. And so I don't talk a lot about how I feel about things. I hold everything in. I know I've talked about like not liking to try on clothes, and when I finally did, I realized I was wearing a way smaller size in jeans, and I have worn it in probably since I was in high school or something like that. I may have, I don't even know if I wore that size in high school. I think I wore smaller in high school, but I'm pretty sure I wore, because I think in high school I wore like a size 9 by the time I was like a senior, somewhere around there. So it was like, after that, I never really wore jeans. You know, it was like we didn't have leggings then necessarily, but in those like sort of like leggings, but they were like the wider legged type. They're like dressy, in other words, like for work and stuff like that. I wore those, a lot of skirts and like shorts, I guess. I didn't wear a lot of jeans. I did every once in a while, but it was rare. And part of that was because I'm short. And like I talked about that before, you know, the waistline fits, but then they think I have like legs that are like this wide, and I don't. I'm not like this. I'm not a very like wide person in that respect. Like, I don't have like these big hips or all that stuff for my legs. I don't have like fatty legs either. They've always been really thin. It's just it was like the belly part. Like, all that was like where I held all of my weight. Or at least the majority of it, because I did have my face and you know, like stuff like that, but it was more like that was it. So I think that's why I struggled so much with that stuff. So anyways, I knew that I had to get rid of a lot of my leggings because they were falling off. I was like sagging my leggings. So I got rid of those. But it's getting cold and I have a lot of pain in my legs. I get like, when I get cold, from my knees down to my ankles hurt so bad. My shins are like the worst. I don't know what that is. I have no idea why, but oh, the pain is like, it almost feels like, I don't know. That I know of, I've never had a broken bone. I think I did have a hairline fracture in my foot once on the side because I messed up my foot, but again, the pain was really bad, but I just kind of ignored it because that's what I do. But anyway, it kind of feels like my bones are on the verge of breaking, you know, that kind of pain when it gets really cold. So that's why I like leggings and like long socks now, because they really help. But I like sweats. I wanted to be comfy, right? So I had bought some last winter, I guess it was, which at that time, or might have been before that actually, because one I've had forever. I've had them for like, I don't know, probably 8 years or something, but they fit me kind of tight at one point, so I stopped wearing them and whatever. So when I wore them last year, they were falling off already. So I had to put those aside, but I was, no, I'm just going to keep them because what if, and they're my favorite color, purple, and they're really comfy, and I haven't found those type after, you know, again. And then I did get a couple other pairs, one at Walmart, one at Sam's Club, and I like the Sam's Club one that I got. I don't know what the brand is, but I liked them. So, but those are, I don't know if those ones were 1X. They might have been. might have been 1X, I don't know. So they're kind of big, right? I know they're put away. I'm thinking I was wearing some others that were about that size. As a matter of fact, some shorts that I'd bought were 1X and they're falling off. So I had to put them in a donate bag. Because, or I'm thinking they might have been 2X. I don't even know, tell you the truth, because even the 1X ones are big, but they have drawstrings. So, and those are my favorite color, purple. So I kept them. Probably gonna have to get rid of them. But anyways, I got new warm-ups, and I talked about this, I think, already. And I got them in the women's section instead of plus size, because I know the plus size sometimes is made more wide, like wider in the curvy areas or whatever. And so I thought, well, I could get a 0X, which is like size 14, which is 14 is what I wear in jeans. But they can't be the wide jeans because then they're too big. As a matter of fact, even the ones I have are a little big. So I went into the women's, like the regular women's section, and I still got an XX large, thinking, well, it's regular women's, blah, blah, blah. I didn't try them on, took them home. They didn't fit me. I tried shrinking them in the dryer. They didn't shrink. And the legs are really big too. Like they're because they're so wide, they like bunch up at the bottom like really long, and they're almost to the point where it has the elastic around it, but the other part almost hits the ground. So we went to Sam's Club. One of the days, me and my dad and my sister met up for breakfast there. We went to Sam's Club, and I got a pair of extra large of the same like type that I had before. They're so comfy. They are really comfy. I like that brand. But I noticed when I wear them, they do have a drawstring, so they're okay, but they're still really big on the legs. And they do kind of fall off a little bit. And I'm like, there's no way. That's like, this is ridiculous. Like, I have to, there's no way I can wear smaller than this. So I thought I'll just try on a large, but you can't try anything on a Sam's Club, right? And Walmart, I just haven't gone. And I thought, well, I really like the ones at Sam's Club. So the other day we went to Family Dollar. Excuse me. We went to Family Dollar, and they had some sweats, these like light brown color ones, for like $8 or something. I thought I'll just get the large. Anyway, I could bring them back. They're only $8. I could bring them back or give them away or something. I'm like, at least I know that it's really close to where I live, and they're not like $20 or something, and then I can't, wear them or whatever. So I tried them on, and they fit perfect. The legs are just a little long, but not really. It's more like they're just that perfect bunched up type of feel for sweats, and they're still comfy on the legs. They're still good. Like they're not tight at all. And I don't know if it's just the brand that they are or not. So I'm going to have to try, the other brands or whatever. But I was like, I about freaked out. I was talking to my sister about it. And I was like, it doesn't make any sense, right? And she asked me how I felt about it. I'm like, I feel weird. It was weird. And she's like, well, why do you feel weird? Like, what's weird about it? And I thought, well, it doesn't seem real. It seems like, I don't know, like it doesn't compute. I see myself in the mirror sometimes. I don't look that often. And I see that I look different. I feel different. The fact that I can actually get into a size 14 in jeans and a size large in sweats, like I see it. If they're on me, I saw the size and it still doesn't compute. It's still so hard for me to accept that this is real. And so then she asked me, why? I kept thinking, well, what is it? And part of it is because I've struggled with my weight for so long, since I was really young. And like I've said before, it was very small, very like, a half pound here, a little pound here, a few pounds here. But it was like, it took a while before it became like really like, hard for me or really noticeable. But it all started probably at the age of like about 13 or so. And at 12 is when I found out I had I think it was a tennis ball sized cyst on my right ovary. they did not diagnose me with PCOS then. They just kind of sent me home with my mom and said, oh, we'll give her some pain meds and bring her back in a couple of weeks for surgery. Well, did the pain meds, did like heating pads, and a lady that my aunt knew, I think it was her aunt, told me to do black cohosh tea or take it in a pill form. So I did. Well, the cyst disappeared, whatever happens to it, before surgery. So when I'm back there, it was gone. So they just kind of sent me on my way. Nothing else was ever said. Plus, I just kept, every time I feel like something was off, like, any irregularities in periods or anything like that, I just like didn't talk about it. I was like, it's too embarrassing. I thought I was doing something wrong. That's why this was happening to me. So I didn't talk about it. So after that is when I noticed that I was gaining a little bit of weight, like very slowly, until like I was about in my like early 20s is when I noticed that it was like really bad. And a lot of that because of the depression, because I noticed what was going on and I didn't have any control over it, and because I still thought that I was doing something to cause this. So I think I beat myself up. I stressed myself out. I didn't eat. I wasn't like an overeater, but I was a bad eater. And sometimes I would starve myself. I still do that. I can think about that now and I'm like, I don't eat most of the time, most of the day. I eat one meal a day maybe. I drink coffee and have water. And that's okay sometimes, but for me and my health journey, that is not okay. And I can't change it. I can't seem to get, and it's not that I can't change it. I'm having struggles changing it and making new habits. Sorry, that sneeze right there. So, as we're talking about this, I keep thinking, well, what is wrong with me? Why can't I accept this? And, of course, she gave me like this great encouragement that like I think I needed to hear. But this was my biggest issue with it. Okay, so as most of you know who've been watching this channel, I have been taking Mounjaro for, I don't know, maybe a year. I'm not sure. I was on the 2.5, which is like the lowest dose for a very long time. I've only been on the 5 for a little while. And the reason why that started was because my A1C had got up to a 9.2 or 9.8, something like that. And at that point, the oral meds weren't working. Something was wrong. I don't know what was going on. The doctors thought that it was just like my body reacting to stress and just all kinds of things, because I wasn't eating any differently. I was actually eating pretty well. I just was trying all the things that I could try. So anyway, they started me on Trulicity. That was horrible. That made me so sick for like the whole 3 months I was on it. Then they didn't have the one I needed. They ran out or whatever. It was like on shortages. So then I got onto Mounjaro. And I've been on that one ever since. And that one does cause me a lot of stomach issues. Not all the time, but sometimes a lot of bloating is mostly what that does, and some nausea, but it's mostly bloating. So, and I think that's because of the way I eat or don't eat. It's a problem. But what I told my sister was, I think for me, this weight loss feels like I was cheating because I didn't do this all on my own. Now, granted, the only reason I took the injection was to get my A1C under control, because I could not do it anymore. I had done it every single time I'd go up. I was able to get it right back down to like a 6, usually a 6 point something. That's where I was at a lot with just the diet and the oral meds. And then I could keep it for a long time. This time, every time I would go in every 3 months, I think it was every 3 months or so, that they would check it. It just kept going up and up and up and up. And I had never been above like I don't know, my highest might have been like a little, maybe 7.7. I don't know, before, I'm not sure. But at 9.8, that was kind of ridiculous. And I was feeling so sick and everything was out of control. So I struggled even saying yes to that, because I knew what they were. I knew what people were using them for. I knew this was in the family of Ozempic. This is a family of where all of these people were using these drugs, these injections for weight loss. Granted, most of the people that I know that were using them for weight loss did them at a, a very high rate quickly. They went very quickly to like the highest ones you could do, and they would, rapidly lose that weight within 3 months or whatever it was. And that wasn't my goal. Granted, it's been a wonderful side effect, to lose the weight and everything, because it has helped me. But I think that's why I struggle with this, with accepting that things have changed. I have lost weight and I did do work. I just, because of that, I think I didn't. Like, I don't deserve this, or I don't know. I really don't know what it is. It's something that I hadn't even realized until today, that my sister asked me that. Because I don't ask myself that. You know what I mean? Like, it's not like I'm asking, well, why don't you think so? I just, whatever. And I think it's just hard, because there are days that, because I struggle with inflammation sometimes, I just feel worse, and I see it in my face, and I see it, and I'm like, oh my gosh. And then the hair loss, and that's perimenopause, it's thyroid, it's Hashimoto's, it's probably the part of the injection. My hair's gotten so thin, like it's like, you could see like where I've lost like a lot of hair here and here, and like even in the back, like if I have my hair down, you can see how it's thinned out right here at the crown. And I'm like, I don't know how to deal with this. I don't know what to do. Like, I'm struggling to just be okay with this. Like, it'll get better. I could just do some things for my hair. I can, if I have to, I can wear it up. Like, I've been wearing it up a lot, and that's reasonable. I mean, this is like kind of thinned out too, but at least it's covering this part that looks thin. I thought about cutting it shorter so that it kind of doesn't hang so straight, like pulls or whatever, and just kind of give it some body. I really don't know. I'm really struggling with this whole thing. And so that's part of the reason why I haven't done videos, because I'm just like, I don't even know what to do. I don't know what to talk about. And then when I do talk about something, I'm just like, who cares? Why am I sharing this? Doesn't matter. It's like, it's this battle with the enemy of my soul. He wants to keep me down. He wants to keep me struggling. He wants to keep me in a space where things are just bad all the time. And I've been there, and I've been there before, and I know it, and like I even know it now, but it's been such a struggle to get up out of it. And I'm still forcing myself to like go out of the house, even if it's just to Barnes and Noble, to sit there for a while and read. It's a quiet space for me. It's not that quiet, but it's quiet in the sense that I'm sitting there with my tablet with some music on, or sometimes a video, and just journaling, just writing whatever comes. I go through, I'm still reading the Courage to Be Disliked and going through that. As a matter of fact, I was just reading the chapter on the inferiority complex as opposed to feelings of inferiority, and how one is not as bad as the other. There's different things, but it was a really interesting chapter. What was the other thing I was reading? Oh, The Artist's Way. This chapter has been, it's been crazy. I did start a video about it. The only thing is that, like I said, the lighting on those ones is kind of strange, so it's still a little bad in here anyway, but I'm gonna see if I can put that one together, and if not, I'll just redo that video. But I just kind of wanted to share this bit of what's going on, and just, do you guys struggle with this kind of stuff, whether it be with weight or other things, and how do you overcome this? I know that with the Lord all things are possible. I know that. I know with God all things are possible. I know I can overcome, but that humanness still gets in the way. And it's a struggle. It's a real struggle for me to get in the right headspace and be okay. I mean, I really even thought of like quitting this channel altogether, because I didn't know what to do anymore. I couldn't find the joy in anything. And this channel brought me joy, whatever, like just sharing whatever, just topics off the top of my head half the time. I don't really plan for anything. I just kind of think of something, I'm like, I'll just go talk about it and see what happens. And a lot of it, like I've said before, is kind of like a therapeutic. It's kind of like a online diary type of thing. I don't know. It's just something I think I need for my own sanity as well. And I just love being able to share with other people and hearing your thoughts and hearing things that you think about, like things that that have helped you in these situations. And I just love watching all the people that I watch as well. Like I do enjoy a lot of the stuff that I see out there. So, you know, just thank you guys for sticking with me, continuing to watch and comment and everything. And I hope that I will see you again soon in another video. God bless you. Bye.